Shameless plug. There we go. Now we're going. Look.
We got shirts.
Merch. I hurt my neck.
Buy it.
Oh, howdy. Howdy. Looks like you pissed yourself, but it's your drink.
Yeah, I know. So I get my drink in the drive-thru, right? And I go to take the first awesome swig because, you know, the first sip is the best.
Yes.
And then not only do I not get nearly as much as I think I should be, it starts to feel a little cold in the nether regions.
And you're like, oh.
And I'm like, the fuck? So I think the lid's loose. So I take it off and put it back on, you know, all the while I'm driving. And then I take another swig, same thing. What the fuck? Finally figured out it's like cracked over here, so I turn the lid, and as long as I don't tip it that way, we're good.
Goodness gracious, that sucks.
Quality control at Starbucks has suffered as of late.
Yeah, I've noticed. Our Starbucks is literally only open like a couple hours a day.
I know, it's so weird.
And I'm like, I don't drink there anyway, so I would say eat, but I don't know. I just find it weird to go somewhere just to get a drink, like besides like a, you know, not KFC, but a
Soda?
just a vending machine. I can't think.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
I'm in a lot of pain. I have a bulging disc. I'm pretty sure ruptured in my C5 and C6 or C something somewhere in my neck.
Yeah, we were gonna record him doing DDP yoga for the first time tonight, but probably not the best idea.
No,
because like DDP yoga can help with back problems, but like when you're in the middle of one, it's not wise to do.
Right. So, about that new president.
Yeah, how about that new president? Did you watch any of the Biden circle jerk today?
I don't really care what's going on with him or not. I don't want him to do bad.
I don't either, but I only care in the sense that because, like, again, you can go back and watch the last episode. I'm tired of being fucking right. Because, like, all today was fucking fluff pieces, but, like, shameless fluff pieces. Like, there was one where some jackass was literally on live television saying, like, oh, the lights coming from behind the Washington Monument are like Biden's arms. You know, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's like, let's not, like, hype him up that much. It's
well,
like,
but contrast
it. Do a good job.
Contrast it with Trump. The day Trump was inaugurated. The day Trump won and the day Trump was inaugurated. Contrast those two. Both were going in completely clean. In fact, Biden's not going in clean because he's already been vice president. Yeah. Trump was going in clean, and yeah, he had some moments on the campaign trail, but I still maintain, like, I'm not Trump's biggest supporter at all. You know that, but
absolutely.
But the deck was stacked against that dude from day one for some reason. Like the media hated him
and
from day one.
Is.
I know.
It's like, I'm just curious. Are all the people who hated him, are they gonna continue to hate him? Like once he gets back into business and does all the stuff, and
probably
they're gonna come up to him like, hey, I wouldn't mind doing a deal with you. And he goes like, no.
Oh, they'll publicly hate him behind closed doors, just like when he was president.
Behind closed doors, they'll be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, behind closed doors, they'll wheel and deal with him, but publicly they'll hate him.
I tell you what, he should carry around a hidden camera 24/7.
If I were him, I would. Well, take Pelosi. Take Pelosi, for example. She negotiated with him on numerous occasions. But when she's in the public eye, oh, we hate Trump. Oh, we hate Trump.
That's the truth.
Shut up.
That is the truth. So, I've already said it. My issue with my neck, but that's the reason for the little change today, because I can't sit straight up.
It's comfy. It feels more like a podcast.
I may or may not recline. I haven't decided.
So anyway, a couple of announcements. One announcement will be coming shortly after the end of this podcast, so that's going to remain a surprise. But it was supposed to go out earlier, but we had some issues getting the video uploaded. But I think we got it figured out now.
It was mainly me not being able to.
Well, that and I couldn't get. I was so proud of it, but for some reason, like, Right now I have to record things on my iPhone, which it's decent, but
The video looks good.
I know, right? I can't believe, and for an iPhone, the audio is amazing. Like you know what?
Which iPhone is that?
The 11.
The 11. She's got the 12 Pro or whatever.
Oh, I can only
Dude, it
imagine.
looks amazing.
Well, but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go into the story here, but like you know how good that microphone is.
Hmm.
The mishap over in the cornfield.
Oh yeah. We should upload that.
It cleanly recorded audio, like clear spoken word from like 30 feet away. You'd think?
Yeah, easily.
I was gonna say at least 30.
And it was.
It was clear.
You could definitely tell what they were saying.
Yeah, like it wasn't inaudible at all, and outdoors.
It was outdoors.
It was outdoors.
Oh.
There's like 3 people on planet Earth that know what's going on there.
All right, check this out, people. Obviously, you've already seen it, but I'm gonna do it again.
Oh yeah, we're gonna model it.
Yeah, look at that.
Currently available on our Teespring store, which there is a link. There will be.
Description.
Oh, it's already there.
Yes, sir. I'm leaving it up in there.
Oh, right on. It's probably in the about section. It's in the about section of the Arte Media page as well, so you can access it anytime.
Yeah, I need to add it to the about section.
And I want to make a note here because I don't think people won't know this unless they've shopped on Teespring before. So Teespring has preloaded pricing that's really expensive, and I lowered those prices a little bit. So we are taking less profit for you. So go buy them.
Because we love you.
Because that, and I mean, like, really, like, I think, like, because we're both wearing the premium t-shirt. They have a cheaper version, but it's not as good of a shirt. Like, this is softer cotton. But, the premium t-shirt, I want to say they wanted, like, $29.99 for it, and I lowered it. I think ours is $24.99. If I had to, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I lowered it. Because I think $30 for a t-shirt is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. Even if it's premium.
Right, I mean, yeah, but most T-shirts you buy, like in a store that are screen printed, are premium cotton. So
Right. You know what? I was just thinking.
I say
With
that, and then
these
Hot
shirts-
Topics are like,
With these shirts on the back, we should have Give Me the Hat.
shit. No, that's gonna be its own shirt.
Or just auto shutdown.
Auto shutdown enabled.
I don't know why they do that.
I don't know, but the weird thing is, you would think it would do it every so often, but it doesn't. It's like it
does
happens
it
once.
and done.
I don't know, but now I'm drawing a blank on the other announcements.
Well, the one is going to be announced at the end of the video.
That's exciting. You guys should stick around for that one.
Your channel.
All right, but I mean, I've already posted a couple of videos, so you should go watch them because they're.
Which his link is in the subscription, or is in the
Did you watch them yet?
description. Yeah.
Any of them.
Yeah.
wanna-
Your new videos?
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
know your opinion.
I have them like when you pop on, like I got the bell clicked because that's what you should do.
Yes, you
for
should
People.
like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. It should be right around there-ish.
I think your last video, I think that was the longer one, wasn't it?
It's about the same length, but I had more elements in it because I'm starting to. For those of you that don't know, I have a background in video editing, but it's been a while, so I have no equipment at all anymore. So I'm using Lightworks, which I'd never used before, and like it's free, so I get it's not going to be the best, but I'm getting the hang of it because it does all the things you need it to do. It just does it in such a different way than I'm used to. In some ways, it's a lot more user friendly, but I'm not used to it, so it's like I'm working backwards. It's like being used to a computer and going to a typewriter. It's like, this is stupid. Why is it there?
It's nothing like kids pics.
Dude, kids pics was the shit.
Those actually decent software.
I know.
Mac has always had like decent software.
And it's proprietary, I believe. Like it's Mac's software.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've always written really good software historically, except for spreadsheets.
I've never heard that.
That's a Pirates of Silicon Valley joke.
Oh, okay. Is it a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie they made about it was a made for TV movie. I think it was on TNT originally about the birth of Microsoft and Apple.
Yeah.
And anyway, the scene where there's a scene where Bill Gates is basically trying to justify Steve Jobs why they need Microsoft, and he's like, "You're weak in spreadsheets, Steve." And I'm like, that's such a weird line. Or,
I'm gonna,
or I
I'm gonna
think
have to watch this.
it's either you're weak or you're vulnerable. I think he said you're vulnerable in spreadsheets. Which it's awesome though because Anthony Michael Hall plays Bill Gates, and he nails it.
Wait a minute.
Like,
Dexter?
no, Anthony Michael Hall, like Weird
Oh, that's
Science,
Michael C. Hall.
Breakfast Club.
My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
My bad. I was like, seriously? I was like, Dexter's president?
Oh no, he pulls it off too. Like,
That's crazy.
which I guess shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, it's Anthony Michael Hall, so it's kind of he's just a
What has he been in? I can't place his face right
Breakfast Club, Weird Science. I think he was in 16. Yeah, he was in 16 Candles.
now. Is he like the...
The nerdy kid from Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay. So the guy that was also in Weird Science?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I know who he is now. Took me. That's Anthony Michael Hall?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna butcher his name. I want to say it's Steve Wiley. I don't remember. But anyway, the guy who plays Steve Jobs was also. He's a very underrated actor, and I don't know what he's doing these days, but he nails it too. Like everybody thought Ashton Kutcher did a good job as Steve Jobs. It was okay, but Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs. Noah Wiley, I think his name is.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, but he nailed it. His temperament, because Steve Jobs was known for having like not violent outbursts, but passionate outbursts, I guess.
Passionate.
He would break shit.
I love how everyone, like when they talk about Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, and I think back to computer class, and anytime that came up in a normal situation, not in our computer class, I'd be like, Bill Gates is a thief. He stole everything.
They do a great scene about
Which is partially true, I believe. I mean,
well,
not really, but
so
he had the know-how, but he got it, from working so close. And he's not a dumb guy by any means.
No, but what those two had in common though was they knew what they were doing, like they knew about computers, but they were not the engineers that like your Steve Wozniaks were and your Paul, oh God, the other Microsoft founder, Paul.
Why does Rosenberg come to...
It's not Rosenberg. I don't even remember.
That's a character from freaking Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yes, it is.
Paul Rosenberg.
Oh my gosh, but Paul something or other. I can't remember his name, but those guys were like those were the inventor types, the ones that are like, okay, we need this to do this, so we need to make the circuit boards like this, and this. But Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were the dreamers that were able to be like, okay, this is what it is today, but this is what we can make it. Like today, PCs are used in the business world for crunching numbers, but we can turn it into a household item.
Right.
Which was really more Steve Jobs. But Bill Gates is the guy who pretty much came up with the concept of software licensing.
Bastard. No,
well, yes and no.
Well, if you're working on something, you deserve the rights to it.
Oh,
so.
big time.
I mean,
well, but what you got to understand, and you know this, before that concept, like IBM wrote all their own software, Apple wrote all their own software, and it wasn't compatible between systems.
Yeah, I remember.
Unless you were like an expert and could literally go into the code and manipulate it, but the average user is not going to know how to do that.
Yeah, so just saying, I love it when somebody thinks they're really like good with computers, and then they get on something like that, and they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do. It's like, yeah, well, stay in the future. Hopefully, we don't see a regression of anything in these next 4 years. But what I was gonna talk about, my gummy just kicked in. FYI.
Oh, you did take a gummy. We're
I
mixing
had to.
medications now.
Medication and the gimme.
The walls are going to start talking.
They're already speaking. And they're telling me...
They're telling you that Biden's a crook.
There are 3 things right now that... I'll start with 2 because the third one's blanking. The first one is he's rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement.
Yeah, which I figured that was going to happen.
I don't care that he does. But the only issue is it's going to cost over $1 trillion just to get back in.
Yeah, I was going to say I do in the sense
on top
that...
of that, the thing is, we were paying our technical fair share and more.
Yeah.
And other countries who were in on it weren't, and they were not cutting their carbon emissions. And I won't mention any China, um, but yeah, China was not holding up their end of the deal. And of course, Joe, who China loves him, that's kind of a little suspect. Just hand over more free money. Another thing is he's stopping border wall construction.
Yeah.
The only thing, I don't really give a shit anymore. I don't care. But I'm just saying the only thing is there are licensed construction workers down there working, and they've had jobs for months now doing this stuff, and he's going to cut it and stop it immediately. So all those people that were working and having steady work, granted, I'm pretty sure they could find it elsewhere.
Well,
but still, they're just going to immediately stop.
Well, they're not though. So here's the thing, and this is
he said immediate stopping the border wall construction. Now they're going to have to clean up.
Well, that's okay, but even then, that's not exactly true because here's the thing that, and Biden says it purposefully that way, but he's technically lying. So what happens is this is a contract.
That's true. You're right.
And you cannot, like, you might ask the firm, it's like, hey, can we stop? But what construction firm who agreed to a government contract is going to back out on that? No. So.
Be like, do we get the rest of the money?
That's probably what would happen.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He's only doing that to appease his.
But base. Again, so I would wager to say that construction has not stopped. They won't do any new past the contracts that have been ordered already. But they can't just stop. Like, again, they've signed contracts. And it's the federal government's job. It's the government's job to enforce contract law. So the federal government reneging on a contract is like, that's the worst of the worst. But again, so Biden gets on TV and says, we've stopped construction on the border wall. It's like, no, you didn't.
I didn't think about contracts for some reason. I figured they would just be like the government has the right to revoke contract at any time.
Nope. But like, okay, so if that were the case, which, I mean, sometimes there are contracts that have, I call them escape clauses. I don't think that's not the technical term, but that's pretty rare because then what's the point in signing the contract? Which, again, a party can ask for their release from said contract, but
it's still going to cost.
Yeah. And usually a release is requested from the party that didn't draft the contract. So
right.
Yeah, so for everyone out there that thinks that the border wall suddenly stopped being built, it hasn't.
Well, thank you for clearing that up because I was on. I didn't think he stopped today because he hasn't signed anything today. Today was all ceremonial. But supposedly tomorrow, I don't know if it's tomorrow, but he 100-day mandate mask for all government buildings and interstate travel. And I'm like,
but they
does
already
that include your own car?
But they already had mask mandates for government buildings. For federal government buildings, which is all he can order.
Yeah, exactly. He can't do anything with
See, this is what I was talking about when I said that the Biden presidency would be largely what's the word that I used? Shit, I can't. Symbolic. Because like they say things, but a lot of these, and the Democrats are really good. The Republicans do it too. Don't get me wrong, but Democrats are really bad about it. They pass a law or an ordinance or make an executive order or whatever for something that already exists, but they want credit for it, so they do it again. I.e., mask mandate in federal buildings. It's already been done.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I've been getting about.
I think in most state government buildings, it's already mandated.
I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be. It's just a piece of cloth. I swear.
I mean,
I don't like them. Don't get me wrong. But if some place has, something up.
Yeah, but in the scheme of things.
Try to respect it.
I mean, but in the scheme of things, it's really not that. Which is why it irks me when people are like, well, that's a violation of my First Amendment. You can't make me do that. It's like, as a matter of fact, they can. But secondly, it's like, okay, let's say it is a violation. Like, well, no, actually, I take violations of the First Amendment very seriously. But it's not. Because they're not saying you have to wear a mask at all times. They're saying you have to wear a mask to enter this place, which you are not forced to do.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's a mask. Like,
yeah. It's not going to save you anyway. Just
We're
wear
not
it.
asking for mandatory colonoscopies at the door. Like, just put a mask on your face. And if you don't want to wear a mask, wear a face protector.